Imagine death as its own entity. We live our daily lives not knowing when the next day could be our last. Just think about it. This could be my last video, this could be your last time watching it, or this could be the last video from this content creator. I think we live our lives not understanding that each day could be our last, whether it's walking across the street, whether it's going to sleep, or whether it's taking a shower. But also imagine there's someone out there that could possibly take your lives into their hands, whether it's to seek information, whether it's to gather revenge, or if it's out of pure spite. These are 10 brutal torture methods that may make your skin crawl. My name is Zems, and welcome to the Crow's Nest.
Warning, this video may contain content that may not be suitable for children or anyone else that is easily offended. Strong language, graphic content, nudity, bad jokes, and a possible idiot, aka myself, may be featured in the following clip. Viewer discretion is advised. Zems is not responsible for any damages that you receive watching this video.
But not for this video is by Top Trend, so if you guys haven't already, be sure you swoop down to the description box, click on that link, and go watch the video in entirety while we pausing and stopping through the whole thing. Thank you guys so much, man. We've been growing rapidly. I really appreciate it. Keep doing what you guys are doing, and I will continue to drop these videos. But for now, let's get it. Let's see. Oh, they about to hook me up like on some 2 Chainz.
Necklacing is a horrific torture that involves forcing a rubber tire filled with gasoline around a victim's chest and arms, and then setting it on fire. The victim may take up to 20 minutes to die,
20
suffering
minutes?
severe burns in the process. In South Africa, Nigeria, and India, necklacing was a common sentence carried out by angry mobs to punish suspected thieves and rapists in the 1970s and 80s.
They didn't say to punish thieves. They said suspected thieves, which is mean they may have stole or they may not have. They took people's lives into their own hands and tortured them because they thought they did something when they probably didn't. Dang, man, a tire, 20 minutes, bro? That's like slow cooking or something, bro. They were rotisserie chicken my mans, bro.
Brazilian drug lords are also known to have necklaced their enemies, most notoriously the journalist Tim Lopez in 2002. After he was kidnapped by local drug dealers, his hands, arms, and legs were severed with a sword while still alive. They then stuffed his body in gasoline-filled tires and set it on fire.
The rack.
The bone-snapping, ligament-tearing torture device known as the rack was one of medieval Europe's favorite interrogation platforms.
Bruh, if you try to pull me like that, bruh, I'm giving you all the information you want. Where I came from, where I was born, the doctor that pulled me out, my mom, sister, brother, uncle, cousin, auntie, the social media platforms I use, birth certificate, high school diploma, college degree, bro. I'm giving you everything, bro. You don't have to stretch me out like a damn Laffy Taffy to get information, bro. You're not about to stretch me out like an airhead. We not having it, bro. You're not about to rip me in half like this over some information. It's not happening. I sing, bro. I'm telling on everybody. I'm 6ix9ine and everybody, bro. Tekashi and everybody, bro. I'm 100% serious.
Essentially, it is a table that has 2 rollers on either side. The victim's ankles are fastened to one roller and the wrists are chained to the other. A handle and ratchet mechanism attached to one of the rollers is used to gradually increase the tension on the chains, inducing excruciating pain. Over time, the sufferer's joints are dislocated and eventually separated. One horrifying aspect of this torture is hearing the loud popping noises made by snapping cartilage, ligaments, or bones. Muscles are stretched to the point that they lose the ability to contract, rendering them useless.
Bro, that's the worst one so far. Rat in the bucket.
Rats will do anything to escape an uncomfortable situation,
I heard
and
about this
torturers
one.
use this knowledge to their advantage in their sick experiments. A pottery bowl filled with rats are placed open side down on the naked body of a prisoner. Red-hot charcoals are then piled on top of the bowl, effectively heating up the pot and making it unbearable for the rats. The rats' only way out is to gnaw into the very bowels of the victim in an attempt to escape the heat. In one documented occasion, during the Dutch revolt in the 16th century, a prisoner of war endured this torture. After the rats ate through his flesh and scratched at his intestines, the hot coals were then inserted into his stomach, scalding his internal organs.
Bruh, they turned my man into a furnace. Oh my God, bro. Oh man, it keeps getting worse and worse. The head crusher. Oh my goodness, bro. I don't know if I'm eaten alive or stretched out alive, bro. That's a tough choice. I wouldn't even be able to pick, bro. This was some Saw 2 type stuff going on, bro. Who thought of this stuff, man? People are crazy, bro. Humanity, man, I'm telling you. Rats? Who thought of that? Let's put rats in a bucket, put coal on it to get them to dig through the thing. Who? bruh, I don't know who was studying rats back then to find out that Stuart Little could crawl through somebody's intestines.
The head crusher is a device that clamps down on the victim's head, smashing it between a metal plate and a rounded iron cap. As the executioner gradually twists the handle, the victim's skull is slowly crushed. Bone fragments from the skull can puncture the brain, causing spontaneous muscle spasms and, of course, brain hemorrhaging. If the person inflicting the pain wants to torment the prisoner even further, he could strike the metal cap with an iron rod, sending echoing pain throughout the person's body. In most cases, the victim is killed, but not before the jaw had been crushed and their eyes had popped from their sockets.
It's pretty much like a human juicer. He's pretty much juicing them up. Like, it's like a Jamba Juice type thing going on. Like, he's squeezing the juice inside that. I knew the eyeballs was gonna pop out, bro. Oh man, the head crusher, bro. I thought that was gonna be like some kind of wrestler or something. Tucker telephone. Okay, this is not guessable. What is this?
The Tucker telephone was an electroshock apparatus used in Arkansas Tucker State Prison in the 1960s and 1970s. Inmate doctors would use this torture device on unruly prisoners. The device worked by placing a ground wire around the big toe of a prisoner while clamping the hot wire to the person's genitals. The wires were then hooked up to a telephone that had been modified.
Nah, bro, not Mr. Meat Man. Oh, come on. Bro, don't do it to Silly Willy, bro. Not the Loch Ness Monster. Not One-Eye Pete, bro. Don't do it to him, bro. Not Purple-Headed Yogurt Slinger, bro. No, man. Oh, not the genitals, bro. They about to boil them eggs, bro. 100%. They about to over-easy his you-know-whats. And that glizzy is gone, bro. 100% toasted. It's not even Angus beef no more, bro. Burnt, severed. You can't do nothing with it.
To send electric shocks. As the phone was being cranked, piercing electrical currents were sent throughout the prisoner's body. In prison slang, a long-distance call was a series of electric shocks in a row. Any inmate that passed out from the experience would be splashed with cold water and shocked again, intensifying the agony.
How can you not pass out? German chair.
Similar to
Okay, let's assume that it's peaceful and they give you a nice code, one code Bitburger. You know, hopefully that's pretty nice. Or some donor, you know what I'm saying? Maybe this is a good one.
Iraq. The German chair is a form of torture often used by the Syrian government against the rebels. When a detainee is captured, they are placed in a metal chair. Their legs and arms are secured to the seat, while the back of the chair is pulled back and down toward the ground.
They turn him into
this
a
causes
slingshot.
Severe stress on the spine, neck, and other limbs, often causing permanent damage. One man who managed to escape the Syrian torture cell claimed that they stripped him naked and hung him upside down in the chair for 8 to 12 hours a day for 4 days. He says the pain was so excruciating that he begged his captors to kill him. He still has...
He probably started being like that one dude from, was it Street Fighter? The Jamaican dude, he stretched like this, you know what I'm talking about?
uncontrollable twitching as a result of the torture.
Flaying. There gotta be something to a fire calling it.
Flaying, also known as skinning, is an old torture that dates back to 883 BC. It involves different methods to remove the skin from the victim's entire body. The most common form of flaying is to use a knife, inserting the sharp blade just below the chin. The cuts start at the face and work all the way down to the toes. In some cases, the skin would be taken off in small sections and be performed slowly until completely done. What's left is a still living person with exposed muscles, ligaments, and bones.
Bro, there's no way you can sit through and live like a chicken strip from KFC, bro. There's no way. I don't know what this is. I don't know, bro. Your skin. You know how much skin you look, bro. Look. Look at the elbow, bro. Look at this. Is like the most fattiest part. And then your butt cheeks. Oh, bro. I couldn't imagine, bro. Oh my God. There's people that die like this, man.
But the face skin's still intact. A person could live a few hours, up to a day, after the skin removal process. Another method involved being severely sunburned and then having the skin peeled off. Lastly, captives would be placed in large cauldrons with only their heads sticking out. Then hot scalding water or oil would be poured inside, boiling their skin away. And
if you guys don't understand, I prefer, if it was me, water, because water doesn't stick, oil does. That's why a lot of pepper sprays have oil base and there's water base. If you water based, you're like, oh, wash it out. If it's oil based, you gonna be in for a world of hurt, bro. I'm telling you that right now. So I would have preferred water, but oil, it's about to stick to you and it's about to seep into them holes and get you. But I'd rather neither. But impalement, okay.
Impalement was and is one of the most gruesome ways of dying imaginable. The
I
arms
doubt
and
that.
legs are strapped to the ground by pegs, rendering the person immobile. A large oiled wooden stake is gradually forced into the body, usually into the anus. they made sure that the stake wasn't too sharp, or the victim might die too rapidly from shock. There were
He probably was like, "What are you doing, step bro?" Oh, I'm sorry. I get one dark joke a video. One a video, man. Y'all gotta give me that one.
There were many instances where victims were impaled through other bodily orifices, or through the abdomen or chest. Infants were sometimes impaled on the stake, forced through their mother's chests. When the pole was then raised upright, the victim was left to slide down the pole with their own weight. It could take the victim up to 3 days to slowly die. This method of torture dates back to 1772 BC, but was made famous by 15th century Romanian Vlad the Impaler. Bram Stoker's 1897 novel Dracula was inspired by Vlad's name and reputation. Recorded instances of impalement are as recent as 1919, during the Armenian genocides.
You guys don't understand the amount of precision and accuracy it would take to impale somebody and let them stay alive the whole time while they slide down in agony. Oh, I heard about this one. You put them on the inside and they cook.
The Brazen Bell was an ancient Greek torture device that also doubled as a demented musical instrument. Naked victims were placed inside of a large hollow brass bull statue. In most cases, the prisoner's tongue is cut out with sharp metal shears before being shoved into the empty bovine statue. The torturers would then light fires underneath the bull and burn the person inside alive, raising the heat gradually. The screams of the bull's occupant couldn't be heard because the thick metal casting acted as a sound barrier. The only opening was through the bull's mouth that let out smoke from the person cooking inside. A series of brass tubes were located toward the front of the bowl that would resonate the sound of the muffled screams of the tongueless victim. Depending on the intensity of the heat applied under the statue, the prisoner could survive anywhere from 10 minutes to several hours.
They slow cooked them. And a fun fact for you guys that didn't know, the person that made that torture system ended up getting put in there eventually because they overthrew him or something. He was like a dictator or tyrant or something like that. They threw him in there and he got cooked by his own creation. So that's pretty cool. You guys should look that up. Judas Cradle.
The Judas Cradle was a pyramid-shaped seat that a prisoner would be forced to sit on. The victim would be raised over top of the structure with the aid of ropes and a harness. As the person is lowered down, the top of the pyramid would be lined up to enter the anus or the vagina and cause unimaginable pain and discomfort. The feet would be bound together so that if one leg moved, the other one would too, enacting more pain. The subject is tortured by intense pressure and stretching of the orifice, eventually succumbing to tears in muscle tissue. Torturers would prolong the interrogations by raising the victim off of the seat overnight and then continuing the torture the next morning. If the victim didn't die from shock, exhaustion, or impalement, they could have died from infection, as the Judas Cradle was rarely clean between tortures.
And the fact that they let them sit overnight, so you know your wounds start to heal, so they start to like cover up and then you go back down, they open up again. Oh, it's like when you just have a new freshly scab and you hit something that peels off in the blood. Oh my gosh, bro. Being cooked alive, being skinned alive, being stretched out alive, bent like a slingshot, bro. But I'm gonna end it right here, guys. If you enjoyed my content, be sure you like, comment, and on the subscribe button, be a part of the Murder Crows today. Again, if no one told you today, I love you. If you haven't already, be sure to swoop down to that description box, click on the link, and go follow Top Trending and watch the video in its entirety while me pausing and stalking through the whole thing. Thank you guys so much for showing great support, man. Let me know down in the comment section which you thought was the worst, or you just can't pick between all of them because all 10 of them was bad. But the skin and the impalement and possibly the stretching alive was from the head crushing. Yeah, those four. I don't know. I keep thinking about them. Even through the whole video, I kept thinking about them, bro. Body can do some amazing things. Like you can see how long it took to stretch people out. My stomach, man. Hope you guys enjoyed. I think that's enough for today. Yeah, but again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.